Hello, everyone, and welcome to another AMA here at the Scandinavian Crypto Pub Talk. Today, I have the honor of introducing the Grow Mine Operation Project. So, guys, welcome to the pub. Can you please introduce yourself and how you guys get involved in or got involved in crypto and your roles of the project, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having us, first of all. My name's Anthony. I'm the founder of GMO, or Grow Mine Operation. I got into crypto with cryptocurrency mining. I bought some, I think some Dogecoin back in the day, and then I started reading up a little more about it and getting, in forums and whatnot, and was realized that, oh man, I can mine it rather than buy it, and that just made more sense to me. I unfortunately never got into the actual mining of Dogecoin as I got into mining Ethereum. Obviously, that's changed now, but that was my start with crypto, and then I got into like the trading side right around, I'd say almost around the time that Shiba and the SafeMoon pre-sales were happening. So that's kind of where that is. And then I got into the subculture of Telegram, and here we are today, launching, getting ready to launch a host mining platform, and that's my role, as the owner, just kind of coming up with the whole concept, and then, gathering the proper team to make it happen. So, I'll let Jay go next.
Hey guys, thank you for having us. Like Anthony said, I'm Jay. I do the marketing for GMO. My background is in business management and digital marketing. So those are two things that go hand in hand with crypto projects and everything that revolves around it. So I was onboarded to help Anthony out with putting his idea in front of people and making them understand why it's a good idea, basically. That's what we've been doing so far. The journey has been great, a lot of attention from great people, so we just keep going as we are.
Nice.
All right, I'll take this next. Hi guys, I'm Fraidun, and I'm the community manager at Grow Mine Operation, and I've been together with the team with Anthony, and I think we met through another project that got rug pulled. So the idea of GMO propped up to me by Anthony around a year ago. So ever since then, we've been working on the project and the idea, and in making it and putting it on the stage where it deserves to be. And I handle the community part and growing it and coming up with the strategies and handling engagement and moderation as well.
Fantastic. I think you guys are doing a great job at that. So it's cool what you're trying to accomplish there. So how and when did the project idea come to life?
So I want to say about September of 2021 for me. I know that I signed my documents with my attorney in November, but I think I had conceptualized and then started talking about the project to see, throw the feelers out, to see if we were going to go ahead and pull the trigger on it. So yeah, right about that time. So yeah, we've been at this a while. It's pretty well planned out, pretty calculated.
All right. Then I guess you're a bunch of guys in the core team. How many are you?
I think there's 6 of us.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good bunch. There, of course, are a lot of mining projects out there. How do you see yourself as unique and disruptive in the crypto space with your thing?
Well, I mean, I don't really see a lot of cryptocurrency mining projects out there. I see a lot of Ponzi mining projects, bean machines, stuff like that. So that's one of the things that's going to set us apart is we're actually a host mining company. So we've got physical mining equipment on the ground. We've got a real, excuse me, a real simple and easy laid out host mining platform. And then as well, it's really just there's no one's doing it the way we want to do it. Even the guys that are doing host mining and charging people aren't doing it the way that we want to do it here at GrowMine. So really the big difference for us is stability of passive income, not having to get 100 of your friends to get referrals and get 100 more people to buy in to keep piling B&B on top of a pyramid scheme, right? This is actual physical miners mining 24/7, 365.
Yeah, okay, I understand. You also provide the infrastructure and the miners itself, or you have infrastructure as a service?
I'll jump in there real quick. So basically that is the other difference. So, like Anthony said, the first difference is it's not just a miner like Bean Machine and stuff like that, where you just add your referrals and the machine keeps going until no more new people are joining. So the first part is that GMO is not reliant on volume or new people coming in, because you have the physical goods, doing their thing, mining cryptocurrency. So even with zero volume on the tokenization part of the GMO project, there's no issue in creating value. The second part where GMO is different is almost all of the mining companies right now that are out there are host mining in the true sense of the word, where they just host your miners. So a big example of that is Compass Mining. So what they do is this: they have a facility, they have the rack space, and through them you order, your miner, for example, for $8,000 or $10,000. Those are the average prices. And they host your miner, they charge you a hosting fee, they charge you a maintenance fee, all those things. But then you don't have a need for a facility. So you can just send your miner there and it does its thing and you get the rewards from it. The big difference that GMO has compared to host mining like Compass Mining is, our threshold is super low. So if you have $1 or $1 million, you can get into GMO. We provide the miners, based on our race, we will start ordering the miners in. We already have a physical facility in Washington, so that's up and ready to go. Once the miners are installed, if you buy $1 worth of GMO, for example, you will get what that dollar equals in our total supply. Whatever our miners are mining in 1 month, for example, you will get $1 worth of that total reward. So if you hold 1% of GMO tokens, you will get 1% of all the rewards that GMO got that month, for example, to put it simply. So that is the big difference, is you can test it out, you can put $10 in, you don't have to jump in right away and spend $10,000, for example, which is a huge risk. If you don't know if you're interested in mining, for example, most of the things in life that you want to try, you don't want to find out that you don't like it by losing $10,000. So that is the big difference in GMO is, you can put $1 in, put $10 in. If you like what you see and you see that everything's working just the way you thought it would be, then you can just add more money and compound your income, basically.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's a smart way of kind of creating passive income without a big risk for us investors.
Yeah, exactly. That is the main goal for GMO, is to make it accessible for everyone. If you want to make $10 or $20 passive income a month, you can do that. If you want to put everything into it and, live off the passive income, that is also possible. And the backup that you have is, that it's not a Ponzi scheme. There's no staking pool, whatever, with crazy staking numbers and stuff like that. It is true physical goods that are performing, labor, so to speak, to create that value. So your money is not literally coming out of thin air or just made up numbers. It's a process that everyone can follow. There will be cameras in the facility, for example, so you can always check out the miners when they arrive, when they get installed. This will be a completely transparent process for all of the holders to know at any time what their money is actually doing. So there's never, the fake marketing situations that you have with a lot of different projects. Like, people will know actually where is the money going and what is the expected return, because we can actually put numbers on it.
Okay. Yeah, then I would, of course, say that you are kind of unique with the tokenized host mining platform. You're kind of being backed by environmentally conscious cryptocurrency mining operation.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the big things that Jay touched on was that I wanted to have a way to be inclusive. That's important, right? Because first thing I did when I figured mining out was I told all my friends. I got a couple of them mining, a couple of them looking at me crazy, don't understand how crypto works. Kind of had to explain that, process to them a little bit. But the thing is with mining specifically, there's so many different, reasons why people can't mine. For instance, I know the EU has rising electric costs, and a lot of times I hear that the electricity in markets are 23 to 41 cents, in some cases 57 cents a kilowatt. So in Washington, we're in a very eco-friendly green environment. Our whole state here is going to be green by 2030, and we're at 4.8 cents a kilowatt. So it just makes sense to do a community mining project, where it can be tokenized, rather than, say, hey, you know what, let me go set up a warehouse and then let me have you guys buy miners from me. Let me host your miner. Let me charge you a maintenance fee and all that stuff. And really those profits are more lined up to go into my pocket than yours. And one thing I really love about crypto is the community aspect of it, right? Getting involved right around the time when, when I did was the Safe Moon era, right? And we had the Safe Moon Army, the SHIB Army, and then you go into these smaller, a little more tight knit communities, and you really build that. We're borderless, right? That's kind of how the blockchain works out. So, I kind of looked at how do we get everyone involved, and how do we make it sustainable? How do we make it so that the rewards are going to actually be worth having? And we waited until after the ETH merger to really start to push forward, to wait for the dust to settle on GPU mining and the hash rates. And we're in a funky bear market. And it was, so our first location is going to mine Kadena, KDA. It's actually the most profitable token to mine now. It was the most profitable chain to mine prior to the merger, prior to the downfall. So the miners that we're going to be pulling in are about $15,000 a year in mining rewards. And that was as of today from ASIC Miner Value. You can always check that out. The location that we have right now has 1 megawatt of power. It's going to be upgraded to 4 or 5. Just we're figuring in the power factor now and all that stuff. But as it stands, it has enough to put in somewhere around 350 to 400 miners if I were to load them in there right now today. By the time we're at capacity, which our goal is to be within a year and a few months from launch, it'll be handling about 1,200 to 1,400 miners. If market conditions stay the same and Kadena doesn't go up, you know, and it doesn't go down, you know, that's about $18 million in rewards to the staking platform, or our host mining platform. You have to stake your tokens to receive your rewards. You know, and if you were to break that down to 2% rewards token, I always say that's about $900 million worth of volume, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, that's almost unheard of now.
Yeah.
So, and then the other part is, you know, that's only 60% of the mining income that we're mining as a company, because the other 40% is getting dumped right back in to get us to our 100 megawatt goal. You know, and
Whoa.
at the end of the day, you know, like Jay said, Compass Mining, they're a great outfit.
Let me just interject here. He means dumped as in we're putting the profit back into buying more miners, not anything else, because dump back into the negative word.
Yeah. Right. Thanks, Jay. Yeah, dump back into buying more equipment to get us to 100 megawatts to go from, you know, 4 or 5 to 100. So it's going to be a 25, you know, or a 20 times from what we're starting at.
You will have to need a fucking football field for all the miners.
Yeah, exactly. That's another thing. Through Anthony's connections, where he has the current warehouse, I think the owner has about 50 more properties.
Yeah, he's got 50 more properties in Washington. We've actually there's a space right next door to us that's attached. That's about 3 times the square footage. So we're looking at about 4,500 miners can fit in there. I've already talked to the power company, and they're more than capable of getting us whatever we need for power. There's the phase 3 demarcation point is 28 feet away. So, you know, it's been a lot of work for about a year getting to that point. You know, and then you're probably right about a football field. That sounds about right. But you know, we're gonna explore all those avenues once we get that first mine fully operational, and then that second building right next door. You know, and that right there is about a 3 times growth from where we plan to be at the first year. And the great thing about it is as GMO's keeping that 40% of the rewards, I'm able to pay for all of the electric costs, all the maintenance costs, all the upgrading. Well, one thing that host mining companies don't do for you is upgrade your equipment. That's something that you have to do on your own.
Yeah.
Another thing that if I can quickly add something to that, I think the biggest difference, to put it very simply, with host mining companies is they also don't care if you make a profit. You know, their only thing there is to have a space for your miner. You know, if you're not making money, they don't care, because they're just getting your fees. You know, you're just paying your hosting fees, and that's all they care about. So that is the big difference with GMO, is we constantly will adjust and change whatever is needed to make sure that everyone is getting their passive income, that we're not just burning money. You know what I mean? That is also a big reason why we decided to start in the bear market, because everyone is hype and ready in the bull market, because everything is going 20x or 100x, everything is going crazy. But imagine all those people that started mining in the bear market, you know, now everything is down 90-95%. You know, so that is already the big difference. We're starting at the low point, so that, let's say, you know, in 2 years from now, there's a big bull run. What happens is you've been making, let's say, $100 a month in passive income through GMO. All of a sudden, 2 years later, everything goes 20x. And then you've had 2 years of $100 a month, which now changes to $2,000 a month, you know, that you get retroactively because you're just holding your tokens. So that is the big difference. Instead of worrying about everything dumping 90%, we're preparing for so much more upside.
Exactly. Yeah, I think the people needs to see the bigger picture, the macro perspective, because now we are at the very low, and there is inflation, there's war in Ukraine and Russia, and all the people are kind of scared and have higher costs of living and paying their rents and food and stuff. but like 6 to 12 months, I think we will surpass that. And then, of course, we have the Bitcoin halving and all the big influencers and the buyers, the whales, the funds, the companies will buy in again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
absolutely.
And the people that are making money then are the people that bought now. It's
Yeah,
like Warren Buffett always says, you buy the fear. The people that are gonna be super rich or making crazy gains in 2 years are all the people that are buying now, when it's at their lowest or, close to the low. It's not the people FOMOing in when everything is already pumped like crazy.
exactly.
No.
So when grandmother starts talking about buying cryptocurrency again in a couple of years, then it's time to sell again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a good one. You're right about that. And like, I want to touch on something that Jay said, just kind of because Compass does do a great job. Their current model for about $5,000, you get $73 a day after hosting fees. Just to do the math on that, that's if the difficulty rate or the halving doesn't happen on Bitcoin, it doesn't change. So you're looking at 69 months ROI just to pay off a miner. With like a GMO, the same $5,000. I think that's like 20 BNB. Right about now. Maybe it's like 15 because BNB went on a little bit of a run.
Yeah, something like
But
that. Yeah.
let's just say it's 20 for ease of use, right? It's just boom, I got 20 beans into the GMO during one of our private or seed rounds, or even one of our IDO rounds. You're looking at I think it's $120 to $180 per BNB. So 2,400 to 3,600 a month at capacity. So when Jay says, if people don't want to work, I mean, that could potentially happen. I can't predict the future, so no financial advice in that one. But, I definitely believe in what we're doing. And the only thing that's been consistent for me in my 3+ years in crypto has been income coming in from mining. I haven't really used any of my own funds to get rugged with, even though technically I have. It doesn't make it any better. It just makes it not sting the actual, fiat pocket as much. But it's, it's definitely the only thing that's been consistent. So that's what we're offering, is those consistent, stable, passive rewards from mining, and you not having to mine yourself or even worry about the hassle or stress of turning a piece of equipment on or off for the electrical hookup.
Exactly. And what I would like to add to that is, like you said earlier, this is for people that have the vision. This is for a specific type of people, type of investor that is understanding what they're getting into. You're not getting into GMO to make a 10x or 100x immediately. This is about building your bag and growing it so you go from $10 a month, to eventually having enough passive income to support your lifestyle by slowly compounding over months. We're talking about, for our first facility, we're talking about a year. So that means to see the fruit of the labor and actually, get the big picture, you have to be in it for at least a year, and it only grows bigger from there.
Yeah, absolutely. We've set everything up to make it grow. No gimmicks, no, anything like that. Just pure growth and hard work and, dedication. It's a slow and steady process. And, it's, I joke around in chat sometimes and put a turtle on a skateboard because we need to move a little bit faster to get to the equipment raise. But other than that, everything is, with this, it's such a massive undertaking that we really got to take our time, and I got to consult legal about everything. We normally don't even post stuff without throwing it by legal. So being in the USA, we're fully KYC. We've got an LLC registered in Washington State. We're doxed on a Medium article. And we've taken all the steps to make sure we do this different And really, I believe with this project, we're going to change the face of host mining, because it should be more decentralized. It should be more community orientated than a single entity making most of the profits.
All right. Interesting. How will you grow and expand in the coming years then, achieving those football fields of miners? What's the strategy?
Yes, so multiple strategies. There's one, the miners that are bringing in the GMO portion of the rewards. I think I've calculated that we should be able to, once the mine's up and running, 1x, double it every year, once it's fully up. And then there's obviously NFTs and advertising. Sky's kind of the limit with that. But that's kind of Jay's area, so I'll let him take a stab at it as well.
Yeah, the main focus, I would say, like Anthony said, is it's a slow but steady growth. Every month you have the profit coming in that goes back into new miners. Of course, those new miners have an X amount of time that it takes before they get delivered. They need to be installed, they get it online, they create more value. So you always have a little break in between where you have to wait for new equipment to then see the sudden boost and increase in price and stuff like that. Other than that, when it comes to advertising side of it, I believe the biggest advertising for GMO will be the steady growth that people, will have a dashboard up where you can see the statistics, you can see how much people are paid out every month, all those things, so it'd be relatively easy for newcomers to see that the project is working because it's all transparent, it's all out there, what people are making, how much you need. If there will be a calculator, for example, if you want to have $1,000 in passive income every month, where you just figure out how much GMO you need to hold at the current levels that we have.
Fantastic. Okay. What would you say are the main features then that you bring to the table with the miners? How do rewards get paid out and stuff?
So how the reward system will work is it's going to be periodic. So we're working on a system basically where, like I said earlier, you have your dashboard, you connect your wallet, you see how many tokens you have. The dashboard shows you, this is what you can expect for this month, this is what you can expect for next month. And like I said earlier, again, those numbers are realistic because we just do the math on, we have this many miners, this is the cost, this is what they generate. So the big difference there is you don't have to assume and guess like, hopefully this will be how much we make. No, we just have simple numbers because it's a physical item. So, the payments, how they will be set up, we're looking at different periods. So, people can opt for a weekly payment, a monthly payment. Of course, there's different logistical things that go behind that, we'll try to automate as much as possible to make it as easy as possible for everyone. But of course, eventually we'll work towards a system where everyone can have it whenever they want. But in the beginning, it will be a bit more tight and a bit more, the same thing for everyone.
Nice. So about handle and changing the mining industry, because I'm kind of focused on innovation and disruption. You can't, of course, know what the future holds. But I think both me and the guys listening in and yourself knows that mining will be part of the future. And how can we stay up to date with all aspects mining brings into us and the space? because you will have to evolve and update everything now and then.
Oh yeah, that's the benefit of it. You know, the adaptation is necessary, right? Like we've already went through, you know, a gigantic adaptation in mining, which is the project was originally set up for F-hash mining, obviously. You know, or you know, once the Ethereum was done to switch to chain like Ravencoin or mainly Ravencoin, but you know, then GPU mining and all the mix up of that hash rate kind of really had to let the dust settle. You know, there's always new equipment that comes out. There's always new adaptations of how to mine. You know, we're in talks with a couple of blockchains. I can't really say who. They're obviously proof of work ones. To figure out some sort of partnership terms. You know, one of the things that, you know, we're going to be able to offer with the ambition of expanding to 100 megawatts is, you know, a pretty sizable hash rate for most of these chains. You know, to become potentially a validator. We've talked about a lot of different options. You know, it's constantly coming up. We will have an educational channel. Right now, obviously, our focus is on our raise. All the other stuff is kind of put on the you know, on the back burner is how I guess we put it. It's still there, but you know, it's just keeping it warm and waiting for us to, you know, serve it up, I guess, easiest way to put it. But yeah, you know, the adaptation is important. Staying up on technology, you know, constantly, you know, attending, you know, the mining events. You know, going to the conferences, making sure that we're doing our due diligence to get the latest and greatest equipment, whether it be, you know, the latest and greatest cooling technologies, you know, whether it be, you know, renewable energy pods. There's all kinds of, you know, innovation coming out in the mining industry. It would be, you know, amazing to get our cost to just kind of sitting in an open field. It's kind of the dream, right? You know, getting some sunlight or some wind power, you know, our own hydroelectric or geothermal. So there's, you know, there's lots of room for that, you know, and I mean, there's, you know, definitely, I know all I do all day is look at mineable assets. One of the great things, you know, I believe, just like you said, mining is, you know, it's always going to be here. It's not going anywhere. There's, I think, 500 or 600 mineable algorithms right now. So just a matter of which one of those pops off one day. You know, I can't predict the future either, but one of the things I like is the idea of the NFT pools that we've, you know, constantly kind of brought up, where if the community wants to say mine Grin or Pharaoh, you know, we can create a pool to make sure that, you know, we get the equipment necessary to do it, sell out those NFTs, and anyone who bought those NFTs now has a piece of that pool. If that pool goes well, then we always can expand upon that. So, you know, it's definitely going to be a mixture of everything. We're really, the community is important. We want to listen to you guys, and as well, we want to get out the best information that's out there on the market.
Of course. So, guys, you have a token as well. Let's jump into the tokenomics.
Sure. So, pretty simple. 1111, buy and sell. 6% goes to mining, 2% goes to LP, 1% goes to the team, and then 1% goes. I'm sorry, 2% goes to. Nope, that's it. That's it. Yep, I said the 2, 2, and 1, so we're good. Marketing, LP, and then 1% to the team. We do have a physical staff to pay on the real world. So, you know, we got to make sure we have enough income to get them taken care of, and also further our development.
So 11 then, buy sell. You said 6% of those goes to mining, 2% to liquidity, 1 to dev team, and 2 for marketing. What's the plan then for marketing? Do you guys have big connections in the space, or do you need community to help out, or do you need people like me to connect you guys?
Well, it's going to be a mixture of all three, right?
Yeah.
Jay knows.
Yeah.
I'm
So
a listener,
basically,
you know. So.
yeah, when it comes to that, it's a little bit of everything, because like I said, we ground. So you have, the typical crypto investor, people in that community are also still looking for long-term plays. We're all like that. Even people that are doing degen plays, stuff like that. You always have your short-term bags, where you hope for an overnight 10x. And you have the longer-term projects where you're like, okay, this is the amount of money I'm comfortable with putting away. I won't think about this for the next 2 years, and I'm fine with that. So you have to reach all those demographics basically when it comes to that. Other than that, GMO will also be focusing a lot on onboarding new people into crypto because it is a good project to get your toes wet with when it comes to doing your first steps in crypto. It is a safe project. You're not doing a meme coin or Ponzi-nomics or situations like that. It's slow and steady, and I think it's a nice thing, especially people that come from traditional finance are looking for passive income opportunities. They're looking for ways to diversify. So things like GMO could be very interesting for them as well. And it's an easy way to get acquainted with crypto in a safe way. So I think, you have to cover all those bases. And when it comes to that, you just have to make sure that everyone is on the same page at the end of the day, no matter what background they come from, that they understand this is long term. You got to have patience. I can't stress that enough. We always say, when it comes to GMO, we don't want people that look at the chart. We want people that look at their dashboard, see how much money they made today. They compound their gains. They buy more GMO so that next month they're making more money. And, the value of the token will happen as it gets more and more traction and more profit is being made. We will come to an inflection point where there will be a sudden rush of realization where people say, oh shit, this is, giving out this much money every month to their holders. How the fuck did I miss this? And then everyone starts jumping on board, and that's where you'll have a rapid increase in the token price. But, that is eventually going to happen, but we're not focused on pumping that up real quick. We want to show the proof of concept. We want to show people that, every month we're there, here's your rewards, enjoy it. There's nothing shady happening in the background.
Okay. Guys, the supply distribution, how's that going to work?
So let me see here. The supply distribution is 100 billion tokens. Our seed round, which is encompasses not just what's happened, but it's encompasses about 2,500 BNB worth of GMO tokens. Then our IDO round, that's around 4,500 BNB worth of GMO tokens. So you're looking at a 7,000 total raise. The plan is to put 10%, 10.192% in LP on a DEX or on DEXs. We will actually have 11% of future rewards. That's going to be something that's going to be tethered to our NFTs. It's not like actual, you're going to be able to stake and get more GMO tokens. 5% is distributed for the team. We've got 4.498% available if we need it for operations. 3% for advisors in this space and 3% for marketing. As I said, it's going to take a team. We've got a sizable raise. And then we as well have the NFT project, which will, as well be some good liquid for us to be able to, start off strong with the proper amount of mining equipment to make this a good venture for everyone. So.
Cool. In what kind of phase are we now in your pre-sale and stuff?
We're still in that like seed slash our private our first special sale or private round is going to be happening on GEMPAD on the 15th. However, right now, any of our AMA groups, any of our partnership channels can offer seed sale out to any of their members. So you guys would have the opportunity to take advantage of our seed sale. Just kind of hop into chat and enter in seed, and we'll get it posted in the room for you. I'll send it to you, manager, so you can post it to the chat group. But so that's kind of where we're at right now. We're embarking on this quest of mining, shall we say?
Yeah. Are there any benefits for the people listening now on buying this round, or is it a 1-to-1 ratio?
No, it's definitely some benefits. So right now, if you were to take advantage of the seed, it's 40% discount. You get a one free NFT pull, and then a discounted NFT pull, and then as well, there's we like a raffle to have a miner mining into your wallet for a full year, as well as every month there's a certain amount of entries for another one that allows for 5% of the GMO portion of the rewards that are being kept to be distributed to that particular wallet. We know it's going to take a little while to get there, so we're running that for 12 months. Same with the other promotions, with that miner mining in the wallet. And on top of that, we're going to have fun contest games, stuff like that, stuff to keep the community engaged. The typical crypto stuff everyone likes, content creation, stuff like that. So, it should be a fun ride. We'll definitely have a lot of educational mining information as well. So
nice, like that. How important would you say the community are? How can we, as a pub and others listening, also this recording, help you guys out for developing the project or the growth?
Really, I'd say come on in and join the community. Ask questions. Do your own research, and if it's something that you feel you want to get in on, by all means get in. Obviously community is huge, so having community together and camaraderie, and I think of GMO as a place where hey man, I can come and talk about my day, and as well talk about mining or mineable assets, or what do we think's happening in the market. Hey, like I saw this article, let me tell you about it. It's just bringing everyone in. Really, the thing is, we're a community driven post mining platform, so the biggest benefit that any of our partnerships or any of our lounges that we do AMAs in, or any of the AMAs, is always to bring positive light on the project and eyes on the project, so we can build that village, right? Because I do believe it takes a village, and everyone's got to start somewhere. So
absolutely,
especially with mining. If you haven't got started, it's time to start somewhere. And if you look at the models that are out there and do your research, look at the different mining companies that are offering you to host mine, or worrying about where you're going to get equipment, if the equipment's being overpriced, if it's going to get shipped to you, if it's a scam. Take that stress off of you, and let's mine together. We can't do it without you. The community gives birth to the project. So
exactly. I'm not sure if everyone that listens in knows every aspect of mining and cloud mining or host mining. Is there any questions people want to ask? No? Okay then. Like we see, you find the fully answers to this on the web page, on the FAQ.
Yeah, absolutely. And then actually in our white paper as well, it's pretty detailed as, the different types of mining, host mining, cloud mining, and I mean, they're pretty simple to understand. It's not a hard process, and all the processes, it's somebody else doing it for you. It's just how much of a return do you get for someone else doing it for you, I guess.
How would you say would be the best practices then for incentivizing holding your tokens long term? Because we're kind of seeing into 3 to 5 years here.
Yeah, I would say,
so if I can jump in there,
Jay's probably good at that. Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, the main focus is just reinvesting all the profits that we get month after month into more miners, into growing the facility. And I think it's very simple to say, imagine you hold 1% of GMO circulating tokens, so you get 1% of all the rewards. If you're holding this and that 1% is $10 the first month, then it becomes $30, then it becomes $100. If you see a continuous growth, every period in an increase while your holdings are not changing, let's say you don't buy more GMO, you just keep your bag and you're like, okay, let's see what this does after a year, after 2 years. If you see a continuous growth in something, especially when it comes to passive income, I think it's the easiest way to put it is, I don't think anyone would sell. If you are seeing, imagine if your bank was paying you more and more every month just for putting your money in that bank account, for example, to make it simple. I think with reasoning, unless there's an urgent matter and you need funds, for example, other than that, I don't see any reason why you would ever risk selling your bag, which then can become much more expensive later on as the rewards are increasing. There will be more demand for the token because you want to make $1,000 a month, for example, you need to hold X amount of GMO. And what happens is more and more people are going to try and hit that target and are driving the token price up. So if you sell after 6 months and then you want to jump back in later, it might be way more expensive for you to buy it, which then in return causes you to have an even longer return on investment time.
Yeah, our early adopters and the ones that see the vision, at the 3-year point, they've seen exponential growth in rewards, in mining rewards, right? Because we haven't stopped. It's not like we've leveled off. And, for instance, and I do, pay attention to the, what does 1% of the supply get me? If we mine $18 million, 1% of the supply gets you, it's 180K for the year. And then we add another mine, and maybe now it's, maybe the mine difficulties went up a little bit, and it hasn't doubled, but it's 1.75 times that now, and as we grow and grow and grow and grow, that doesn't stop. The the thing you will notice, is that as our, I think it's on the website, but our token supply doesn't change. We still got 100 billion tokens, regardless if we have 5 megawatts, 10 megawatts, or, as we can just make it simple, if we've got 1,000 miners or 3,000 miners, the token supply stays the same. So as we add every miner, your portion of the rewards go up if you've never, unloaded your bag. Even if the chart dies and the token's worth, less than you got in on, you're 3 years in, you've already made, your returns. Especially in the seed round. So one of the big things we're doing about the seed rounds, which is stops here at the GEMPAD sales. The last one that has it is the portions that were being contributed are being refunded on a successful raise. And that's kind of hey, thanks for doing this with us and seeing the bigger picture, because it is not the project for a 2x or a 10x or even a 20x. I want a 20x on the mining operation, because that's where the real rewards come in.
You said it perfectly. Thank you so much, guys. So, any details about what you would call like recent major achievements done by your project, like in the last 2 weeks?
Man, what's the AMA tour? I mean, we've been on the AMA tour for about a week and a half, I think now. Got what is it? 7, 8. I think this is number 10, and it's been fun. We just booked. I think we're booked out now until the day before our private sale. Starting a nice little shill army. We've basically just the advertising part of it, getting us out in the eyes. I think we tripled our member count over, maybe doubled it over a 3-day period. Bring more eyes on the project. And that's going to continue. So it's kind of where we're at there.
And what are your thoughts after doing all these AMAs? Do you feel like doing all the lounges and groups around the space are like recycling the same people, or you feel you get unique possible investors in each time?
I think it varies. One of the things that we do is we vet the rooms that we're going to go into. Obviously, there's rooms that are set up that are serious investors, rooms that are just strictly degen rooms and prize rooms. But I look at it like this: if I'm not able to get on an AMA in X channel, and I can get on the same AMA in X channel, and even though I was in the other channel, but now I'm in this channel listening to the AMA, it's it's going to capture somebody every time. Somebody's going to listen to it. It's different questions every time. There's good, tier 1 channels, and then there's these. I love the small groups. The smaller groups that are a little more private. They don't really let anyone come in. They don't really like to have people dropping rug contracts on them, stuff like that. So it just varies. Every AMA has its pros and cons, is how I put it.
Exactly. Yeah, I was told your guys are visiting Buddy Morris at 𝐖𝐡𝐲's as well.
Yeah, we've booked Caesar on the 14th, day before our private sale kicks off, or our special sale on GEMPAD.
Yeah,
we got the Nordic Whales coming up this week, Shipwreck Cove, bonus round, some partnership lounges, stuff like that. So
cool. Then you're set for a good ride, I guess.
Yeah, we want to set it up to do it right, and make sure that we're positioning ourselves to get the equipment and do get this mining operation off the ground properly. And because like I said, once it's up and running, and the mine's churning and burning, and rewards are coming in for both the platform and for GMO to expand upon, it's a wrap. And it's just a constant growth kind of a situation. Not a, hey, when we get to 100,000 market cap, we're going to put a website up, or I'm going to open up a VC, like we see a lot. We're not that project. We've taken our time to make sure we got all the steps and stay ahead of whatever regulations are out there. Like I said, the biggest thing for me was the legal thing. Was getting the legal team down. I just retained him for another year. So we're we're set up and positioned properly to not only do this in the space, but to do this in the real world, because it's definitely a two-part project with that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. In terms of staying up to date, is it Telegram, is it Twitter, or is there any other social media platform that you're using, and also maybe Medium?
Yeah, so we've got a link tree for sure that has that. Right now, the primary, I'll be honest, has been Telegram focused. We do have a Discord, and Mike is actually showing the videos as our social media manager. So he's handling the Twitter, and we've been doing really good on engagement recently. So it's just a matter of making sure that we can get that aligned to all all the platforms on time. So right now, the most up to date is our Telegram, and then I'd say our Twitter. So.
Alrighty then. Yeah, there we have the team as well. Great stuff. Yeah, you could just share the link tree in the community here in the chat. That would be fine. All right. I think we have got some good answers tonight with you guys. I really appreciate you came over, and we will definitely follow you closely, and also join the private sale you're having now.
Yeah.
And also talk to Morris a little bit what kind of projects you're having, and giving him input also for the great AMA there.
Yeah, no, I absolutely appreciate that. Thanks for having us again. You've got some whitelist spots to give out, and anyone from this community that wants to get in our seed sale, feel free to DM me or DM manager, and you'll get back to me, I'm sure. So thanks for having us, guys.
We'll keep you guys in the community for some days, so you can bring in some updates and stuff.
Yep.
And we do have follow-up posts also later with you if you have anything news, excitements that you want to tell us.
Oh yeah, no, we'll definitely keep you updated as to where we're going, and there's going to be a lot of exciting stuff in the pipeline, I'm sure.
I don't doubt that. Kind of a cool project you're having.
Oh, thanks.
Okay.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Let's close this recording, and we'll do the duck race.